We're now in the approach phase, everything looking good. Altitude 5,200 feet.
Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Control.
Altitude control.
GNC. Ecom. Sergeant. Go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
Altitude 42.
Houston, you're go for landing. Over 3,070.
Welcome to the Alien Probe Snippet with Dr. Bill, your planetary xenobiologist. My favorite UFO sighting comes from April 21, 1897, by a prominent farmer named Alexander Hamilton of Leroy, Kansas. In a sworn statement, he said, "Last Monday night, about 10:30, we were awakened by a noise among the cattle. I arose thinking that perhaps my bulldog was performing his pranks, but upon going to the door, saw to my utter astonishment that an airship was slowly descending upon my cow lot, about 40 rods from the house, or 660 feet. Calling my tenant, Gid Heslip, and my son Wall, we seized some axes and ran to the corral. Meanwhile, the ship had been gently descending until it was not more than 30 feet above the ground, and we came within 50 yards of it. It consisted of a great cigar-shaped portion, possibly 300 feet long, with a carriage underneath. The carriage was made of glass or some other transparent substance, alternating with a narrow strip of some material. It was brightly lighted within, and everything was plainly visible. It was occupied by 6 of the strangest beings I ever saw. They were jabbering together, but we could not understand a word they said. Every part of the vessel, which was not transparent, was of a dark reddish color. We stood mute with wonder and fright. Then some noise attracted their attention, and they turned a light directly upon us. Immediately on catching sight of us, they turned on some unknown power, and a great turbine wheel about 30 feet in diameter, which was revolving slowly below the craft, began to buzz, and the vessel rose lightly as a bird. When about 300 feet above us, it seemed to pause and to hover directly above a 2-year-old heifer, which was bawling and jumping, apparently fast in the fence. Going to her, we found a cable about half an inch in thickness, made of some red material, fastened in a slip knot around her neck, going up to the vessel from the heifer tangled in the wire fence. We tried to get it off, but could not, so we cut the wire loose to see the ship, heifer and all, rise slowly, disappearing in the northwest. We went home, but I was so frightened I could not sleep. Rising early Tuesday, I started out on my horse, hoping to find some trace of my cow. This I failed to do. But coming back in the evening, found that Link Thomas, about 3 or 4 miles west of Leroy, had found the hide, legs, and head in his field that day. He, thinking that someone had butchered a stolen beast, had brought the hide to town for identification, but was greatly mystified in not being able to find any tracks in the soft ground. But every time I would drop to sleep, I would see the cursed thing with its big lights and hideous people. I don't know whether they are devils or angels or what, but we all saw them, and my whole family saw the ship, but I don't want any more to do with them." This statement is accompanied by an affidavit signed by a number of prominent citizens of the town of Leroy, Kansas. Hamilton has long been a resident of Kansas and known all over Woodson, Allen, Coffee, and Anderson counties. He was a member of the House of Representatives. He staked his sacred honor upon the truth of his story. As there are now, always have been, and always will be, skeptics and unbelievers whenever the truth of anything bordering on the improbable is presented, and knowing that some ignorant or suspicious people will doubt the truthfulness of the above statement. Now, therefore, we, the undersigned, do hereby make the following affidavit: that we have known Alexander Hamilton for 1 to 30 years, and that for truth and veracity we have never heard his words questioned. And we do verily believe his statement to be true and correct. Signed, E.W. Wharton, State Oil Inspector; M.E. Hunt, Sheriff; W. Lauber, Deputy Sheriff; H.H. Winter, Banker; H.S. Johnson, Pharmacist; J.H. Stitcher, Attorney; Alexander Stewart, Justice of the Peace; F.W. Butler, Druggist; James W. Martin, Registrar of Deeds; and H.C. Rollins, Postmaster, subscribed and sworn before me this 21st day of April, 1897. This has been an Alien Probe Snippet with Dr. Bill. Until next time.